Hello everyone, and welcome to this Neuqua Valley tutorial on Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is one of my favorite tools to use with students. You can create graphics with text, you can create videos, and you can create web pages with Adobe Spark. So let's get started. So first, let's look at the sign-in for Adobe Spark. You're going to want to go to the SSO, the single sign-on, and if you don't see it in your dashboard, you can add it to your dashboard by clicking on Applications, and then clicking on the little ribbon here to do that. I'm going to go back to dashboard so you see the way that I normally get in. All I have to do then in dashboard is click on the icon and it'll take me to the login screen. Now, if I've logged in before, it may actually bring me straight there, but I wanted to go through the process of showing you guys exactly what you want to do. You want to choose log in with school account. That's the best way to get to this so you can get all the features that you need. The first thing is you'll want to use your full school email address. So click continue. And then you want to pick company or school account. Don't pick personal account. At this point, it may redirect you to the SSO or it may take you right there. Most of the time for me, it takes me right there. Sometimes on different devices, though, it does actually make me sign into the SSO again. So then this is your Spark dashboard, and I'm going to walk you through the different pieces that are here. As I'm doing this, think about how you would use this with students, and I'll talk about a few ways that I use these with students as I'm going through this myself. So you've got a list here of different project types. You can see some of your recent projects that are listed here also. And then they have down here at the bottom some nice templates that you can start with if you've never used Adobe Spark before. I almost always start with create a project because this is where I think that I want to start. And here's the different ones you're going to do. Custom size graphic is where you're going to create your graphics with text. I don't use branded graphics very often, but that's you can actually set up a business type of graphic. Videos we'll get into in a minute, and then the web pages. And then you can see there's a bunch of different ones here like collage and ones like that. So let's start with a custom size graphic. When you open up a custom size graphic, it'll automatically take you to that custom size, but you can also choose through a variety of different types. If you kind of know what you want to make, explore these here a little bit here. I'm always doing a lot of stuff for social profiles and kind of some of the standard ones, but let's say that I wanted to make a landscape, something that I can put into a Google slide deck or something that I can easily share in a resource like Padlet. So you click on the one that you want, you click next. It'll load up that size frame, and you can change the size as you're into this here. So you can see right down here, I'm not going to go through all this. I'm not going to do the resize. Now, Adobe Spark wants to help you as much as possible, so they always give you templates to start with. To be honest with you, I don't use these templates very often because I find that I'm deleting more stuff than I want to. But if you're looking for ideas, it's kind of a great place to get started. So when I start with a graphic from scratch, I click on Add initially. And this is where I'm going to do the photo first. I usually like to start with a photo. You can also add an icon, a logo, and we'll get to text here in just a minute. So what I really love about Adobe Spark is I can upload my own photos, but there are incredible find photos out there. So if I click find on free photos, and let's say I'm looking for a topic like school, I can find a variety that have been tagged with that idea of school. Let's pick love to learn. Why? Why not? You can pin it to the background, which will then make it that background, or you can move it around freely if you want multiple images on the page. That's kind of how you create the collage. They do have that nice template for doing that. I'm just going to pin the background, and it'll load that image for me right here in the background. Now I can scale it to zoom in and out. I can actually rotate it a little bit if I want it to have a little bit of a different angle there for those. I can flip it to this and I can turn it around. Once you have the image, the next piece will be to add text. And if you don't like the image, you can delete it. Okay, you can also click replace it right here and it'll give you the information for you. It automatically cites the images for you. Now, if I want to add text, click add text. Now again, it'll give you some suggestions. I usually just start with add my own text. It'll bring that text in. This text is movable, resizable. And as long as you're on the text screen, you can actually change some different pieces. Like I can fade the background a little bit. I can do some different letter spacings. And if you've got multiple lines, there'll be a line spacing one here too. I can change the font, how it's lined up, and I can change the size here too. But you can also drag and drop those pieces there. You can add in multiple lines of text. You can make this as long as you want to. I just wanted to, and you can change colors. You can change the shape. You can add different effects. And this is kind of just a fun tool that I wanted to make sure you guys see. And you can choose style. Style brings you this wheel. So if you're not really sure what you want it to look like, you start scrolling through this, it is going to give you a variety of different options. It's a kind of nice college one. and then you can go backwards too and get where you originally were. Control Z will always bring you back to the last thing that you did. So you can see I can go backwards through them in that way too for that. When I'm finished, I give it a name. Always make sure you name it, otherwise you're going to have a hard time doing it. And then I can download it as a JPEG, a PFG, or a PNG, or I can share it directly from here for that. I can also then, once I've named it, oh, unique with sample. I like this one, but we're going to leave it for now. If I don't want to download anything, if I click here, anytime you go over the SP, that takes you back to the home screen. And then you will see this one in My Projects. If you want to go back and edit it again or download it or do anything else, you just click. And then it'll go back through and do that for you. So that's Spark Post. I'm going to go back to my home. I know I didn't give you a ton of detail on that, but it's definitely worth exploring these details and looking at it a little bit more closely. And we'll give you some tutorials for that here now. The next one I'm going to look at is video, what in this main page they call a slideshow, but you can also go create video. Again, they ask you for a story title. You don't have to do this. You can skip it. I usually give it one just to give an idea. You can use different templates. Some of the students really like these templates. I usually start from scratch. Again, that's me. I usually find with template, I'm deleting more than I want, but it's totally a preference. When I click start from scratch, it'll bring me to that video screen. I just want you to see what this looks like. Pardon, there you go. This video will pop up. You can get a quick overview of this. I'm not going to show this to you right now. You can also turn this off so you don't have to see it again. I leave it on here because I'm always teaching people about this. Click OK, I'm ready, and it'll bring you to the interface screen. Now, video is even much simpler than this. You basically got some basic pieces over here, what you want each slide to look like. Think of this as a slide deck. You can change the theme. You can resize. There's really two sizes, widescreen or square, depending on where you're thinking you're going to post this. And there's music. Now, music will run throughout the entire video. You cannot pick different music for different slides. So just be aware of that as you're thinking about this as a tool. Now, when you click on the plus here, it will give you what you want. You can embed video. Now, this has to be video that you pull from your Google Drive or from your desktop. You can add text. You can add a photo, or you can add that icon piece. Now, one of the coolest tools here, so let's just get something in here real quick so I can show you here. So again, just like the graphics, find free photos. This is one of the most powerful tools, and I'm not going to go through the whole piece here, but if you click and hold down on this, you can actually record your voice so that you can actually voice over this. So this kid looks engaged. Go on here. If you want to record it again, exact same process. It'll only allow you to do 40 seconds per slide, so that's a nice tool. You add additional slides down here in this bottom line right here. And again, changing the theme and adding those different pieces is pretty straightforward for those. You can also get rid of these little branding pieces by showing off the stamp. Since I've used this for some branding, sometimes those things will pop up. They also give you credits for any videos that you've added and different resources for those. Up next is web pages. Web pages is a great tool for portfolios or to get kids creating something. I actually will use in my next unit where their entire learning portfolio will come up in this here. So basically, as you go through this here, you can see you can add in different pieces. It's pretty slick in terms of the pieces here. Again, you can find those free photos. Let's go to that whole school theme again. Why not? Pick this one right here. And then you can actually decide how you want that photo to fit in there. Fit screen, window, and this is all changeable at any point. You want to replace it, you can click on replace. But you can see what I get is a single page scrolling website that I can continue to add resources, ideas from. And if you're looking for samples, just drop me a note. I'll send you a couple of the ones that I've made or a couple of the ones my students have made to kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. There's also a lot of samples in Spark. So I know I didn't spend a lot of time on those different resources, but I wanted to make sure that you had a chance to see what each one looked like, and you can pick and choose which ones you're interested in for those. Now, in terms of using this with students, I use this all the time. I'm a big fan of reflecting on our learning experiences. So we use these to create reflections all the time. I love having kids create short tutorials using the videos and their voices to share something that they learned or to teach somebody about something that they might learn. It's a great tool for authentic, formative, or summative assessments. You can go into quite a bit of different creative ways. And it's really, really powerful tool to get the kids thinking critically. If they learned a concept, how can they best display it creatively. So that's a great piece for this. Now, in terms of additional resources, we have a ton of resources for signing up for this, getting kids signed up, how to use it, and different things, all linked in the additional resources there. So I hope if you're interested in this, you take a little bit of time to look at those and some of the ideas that we have there. But that's what I have today for Adobe Spark. I know that was incredibly quick, but I wanted you to at least see what was there without making you watch probably about a 2-hour video if we were to go through every features. If you're interested to learn more, I'm always happy to get on and go through this in a Zoom or something else to give you a little bit more detail if you have questions. Have a great day, everyone. I hope this is a tool that you can use, and let us know if you have any questions. Happy learning.